Holy cow. In theory, I should be live, but I do need just another brief second to make sure I can get things up on my side for the chat. Alright, I believe... Hold on, YouTube is fighting me. Unfortunately, the YouTube tools, they do be like this from time to time. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so, my original plan was obviously going to be back, like, before New Year's. I kind of wanted to be available and to be streaming, but unfortunately, after the last stream, I got incredibly sick. It tore me apart for a good long while. I was at the point where I felt like I was hit by a truck at one point. So that was unfortunate. Anyways, good news is, I didn't die. So I got that going for me. And I'm back. So I actually did a little bit of trying to figure things out in between. I was hoping to be able to get back into the fire area somehow, some way, to do a little bit of grinding. I didn't turn to the internet to look things up, so all I can tell you is with my best effort, I was not able to make my way back there. And I figured, oh, hey, I've got this new area that we were about to explore. And if you look at the shrine on the outside, and the lake there, we can make some strong assumptions as to where that's going to lead. Especially with the ending of the last stream and the directions that went for. Yeah. Anyways, so I figured, this would be a great place to do a little bit of grinding. And the enemies in this area are incredibly strong. What is kind of funny is they really tease you with the one delivery, and then they taunt you with this one. And even though the enemies are incredibly strong, I was thinking, oh hey, strong enemies usually means good rewards for beating them. So I figured, hey, this will be a great place to grind for some experience. It might be slow going at the start. I was willing to do the back and forth, go back here, heal up, come back every single time, and just eat whatever cost in time that was gonna, take out of me. Unfortunately, that's not gonna be worth it. The amount of experience you get is just abysmal. So it's not easy to get through. It's not a good grinding opportunity. So the progress point is actually up in this direction. I accidentally got a little too close, I think, at one point, and there was a line, I believe, that Null had mentioned. I don't remember what the context was, but it really wasn't particularly important. It was just making it clear that this town is the next goalpost. So that's where I'm at. There you go. Fully brought up to speed. Oh, what is that awful noise? It sounds kind of like a song, but whoever's playing it has a serious case of tone deafness. No, that's just some, hold on a second. Sorry about that. No, that's not tone deaf. What that is an experimental indie, scene, and it's just... they're really just trying to find their sound, Just woke up from a quick nap. Nice to see you back on the grind. It's nice to be back on the grind. Like I said, when I first got on, I really wanted to be back earlier. But being sick, life things happening, it just had to take a back burner for a minute. But I am glad to be back, and hopefully, again, back on the grind for a good fair bit. Well, I'm definitely doing better now than I have been. Kind of pulled myself out of a physical funk, an emotional funk, and, at one point, for a brief period there, probably even a spiritual funk, which was brand new for me to be going through. Anyways, guys, welcome to the stream, Rigid. Welcome to the stream, Richard. How are things going? Hopefully things are going well. Oh, and thank you, Rigid. You knew exactly my ineptitude showing itself again. I can't even share the stream to my own Discord. Do you think stuffing blades of grass... I was going to think grass, but do you think stuffing blades of glass into my ears would help stop the bleeding? Here we are. What are you talking about? This song is great. In fact, I'm going to sing along. Thanks, Kyle. Now my ears and my nose hurt. That's quite enough of that, Kyle. Have you no shame? Well, you know, I feel like Kyle and shame are not words that cohabitate within the same sentence structure very often. Oh shit, this was a weapon store. I just kind of picked a location and figured I'm going to start looking around. Oh no, I don't have any weapons. The Elder forbids their sales within the village limits. I do, however, have plenty of armor available at reasonable prices. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here. Holy armor, stronger than prayers. How do you talk about holy armor and then just say, oh, by the way, this is better than praying to a divine being? Don't get me wrong. I understand the idea of, you know, Templars wearing armor because, you know, the threats of the world are the threats of the world. But you don't word it that way, you know. You clad yourself in the physical armor and imbibe the holy protection of your god. Like, come on, that's the mentality there. Holy shield, holy, not holy. All right, a circle of... Look, we've got the religious piety here, and then we've got the rainbow armlet. Clearly, the gods of this world understand the LGBT movement. I'm not sure if they understand the crazed zealotry, but you know, clearly they don't mind, a certain degree of it. And as would be, look, it would not be a religious stopping point. An angel's tear, that's a little dark for this, but you know, you've got to go visit your local priest and experience the glory of a good healing nut. Hey Keegan, how are things going? Is that Keegs? I think that's Keegs. Hey Keegs, how are things going? Hopefully things are going well. What I've got cooking right now is literally nothing, but I was just eating my dinner, which was some nice, delicious homemade bean and ham soup. What are the doorknobs to the back room downstairs seems to have just vanished. No clue where. I'm sorry, what? I don't... What? Alright, yeah, Keegs, we're doing well. No cooking today, just microwave pizza. Nothing wrong with that. Guns are banned here. Must be the you know, that explains why they're selling nothing but armor. Clearly things without holes in them because, you know, you can't leave yourself open to the knife attacks of, self-defense only, right? Alright, let's see here. That is a really nice buff in the defense, but also a heavy drop in magical endurance. That said, I think that's my magical defense, and I think we're finally reaching a point where the HP buffer can kind of eat a little bit of that, so I don't really mind too much about popping that on. I'm surprised that the Holy Shield is worse than what we have on. Alright, put the helmet on. Give me a second here, guys. Sorry about that. Still working on getting past some of the illness part of things here and there, so although I am largely better, I am still blech at times, you know? Alright, I don't think she gonna be able to? There we go. All right. Armor full. Wait. Wait. What? I didn't even know that was a thing. Do I really that strongly have to start selling off my gear? I was kind of hoping I'd be able to carry things for a good long while. Alright, let me see here. I wonder if I can just sell in general, or if I have to sell specifically off of her. So, I've got 2 daggers. If I sell 1 dagger, can I give her the rainbow armlet? Alright, so it's good. I can sell that just in general. So let's just clear out some items that aren't really super worth holding on to, or duplicates. Gonna work off of duplicates first. Bunch of peasant clothes, couple leather. Really, I don't want to have to sell things that I only have 1 of, just because honestly, I like being able to look through and read a lot of the goofy item descriptions. So if I can just keep things on hand, I'll prefer that. Sell off all of the doubled up items though. Alright, and we've got a lot of all of those general purpose items. Honestly, I could probably justify spending through on the out in the field and bust through a couple of healing nuts here and there. Alright, what else does she have? She's got nothing else. I think Kyle had a few things he can equip. I love how of all people, Kyle's the one who's also just like, yeah, the new advanced super helmet, just +3. That armor, +4. He is so just not necessarily super needing of the armor portion of this. Yeah, it's me. Why wouldn't it be? I just, honestly, seeing the name Keegan partially threw me off, but the Swole Squirtle just made it obvious as could be. The back room door lost a doorknob on the outside, I mean. I assume you mean within your home? Because I don't think I lost a doorknob. And I don't think there was anything in the game that shouts that to me. Gay armbands, can't leave home without them. Well, of course, how else are the religious types not going to be able to identify their targets? That was a little dark. The melody of the wind, even the wind itself, are precious gifts. Okay, are precious gifts from the goddess Althena. Does the fact that the song is in Discern mean that something has happened to Althena? Look, someone playing some garbage-ass music is not the fault of the wind. That is some, like, high-level conspiracy theory bullshit. Somebody is playing some garbage-ass music, therefore, Mother Nature is angry. Welcome to Lighten. The melody that you hear is being composed by... Well, fuck me sideways, then! The melody you hear is being composed by the very wind itself! Way to shut me up. But I wish you would come at a time when it truly was a melody instead of an excruciating cacophony. Literally, I'm here talking mad shit, and the game is just like, just sit the fuck down. I don't want to hear this noise anymore. It's no fun at all. I want to sing all of my favorite songs, but all I can do is cry and wait for the noise to go. Damn. Yo, Mother Nature, your taste in music is jank. Boring, boring, boring! I want to sing! I want to send my voice into the heavens as an offering to the goddess Althena. I never feel truly alive unless I sing! But without the music of the wind, I can only sulk inside of this hut. My mom is making... Yo, more coffee? I've got a cup right here. I already had 3 cups from the last pot she made. Yeah, I'm working on my second cup right now. Just kind of making sure I can, you know, beef myself up, make sure I'm on my game for the stream. Oh, what's up with this little cubbyhole? No one wants to play outside with me because of this stupid song. I told my dad to fix it, but he's too old and weak. He'd wet himself if he saw a monster. Kid, that's rude as hell. Yo, this is the sacred shrine of Lighten, filled with, like, ugly monsters. You... It's supposed to be a rhyme. I'm not. I refuse to read it. Like the legend says, your eyes are green, and I hope when you fight, the enemies fall at your feet. Fuck you, making me rhyme. Alright, so, I assume that is the progress line, so what about up here at the lake? We literally just step outside of town. Like barely cross the threshold outside of town, and you get the calm, soothing tones of Mother Nature in her proper. These people in that town whining and bitching about the tunes, like, I get it. It's going to be a bitch when you're trying to sleep. I understand. But, like, during the day when you're just sick of it, you like 5 feet out of town and it's gone. Also, I'm drinking a Bark Zero at the moment, so yeah, might be up late tonight. Bark's root beer? If that... Look, I'm a sucker for a good root beer, but I don't necessarily know if they are highly caffeinated or not. I don't know if you can get caffeine-free root beer. I know there are some sodas that they don't make a caffeine-free version because the default of it is caffeine-free, but I don't know which ones those are and aren't. I don't buy a lot of soda anymore. And so when I do, I don't so much care what I'm putting in my body because I'm already going for the soda. They're playing a CD they bought off of some SoundCloud rapper nobody likes that walked up to them, asked them to check out his mixtape. That is the way shit was done before the digital age. I remember going up to the corner store and there was always the junkie out there that wasn't like... They weren't as far gone as the homeless guy that was talking to their friend. But they were definitely tweaking on something, and they were always trying to push their mixtape. Alright, so we got some sort of coffin in the ground, or something definitely coffin-shaped, but no progress there. So, yeah, into the cave of go fuck shit up. 3 of us, I don't know if this is supposed to be a rhyme or like a haiku, but reading that hurts my brain. 3 of us here to keep monsters inside Wind Shrine. It's the Wind Shrine? But we really first 3 people... Never used to be monsters inside Shrine. Why monsters? Not... Motherfucker, you stupid? I was just stopping for supplies on my way to Myriad when the people here told me about their shrine. So I volunteered to guard the door and fight anything that might try to come out of it. These people have always been warm and kind to me, so it wasn't a hard decision to make. That one I understand. This, bro, I get that. I can respect that. And I can understand that. More importantly, I can understand that. The monsters inside the shrine are the ugliest creatures this side of my... Oh, shit! This side of my ex-wife. No way we can fight them. Listen, I want to help the people of this village, but I also don't want to die doing it. No, you open the door! Monsters come out! Monsters eat your faces! Uh, I told the elder of my limited skill and strength as a fighter, but he was still grateful for my help. I just hope I'm able to justify his faith in me when the time comes. I came to Layton to hear some singing and got to get away from civilization for a while. That's all. I didn't come here to be a tasty treat for a hungry mutant. Alright, so I've got to go find whoever's going to let me in here to do something about this. Of all of the huts, this one does look to be slightly different. My father is the elder of the village. Please listen to what he has to say. It's the green-eyed boy. I have waited many cycles of the blue star for your arrival in Layton. I don't think root beer generally has caffeine. Dr. Pepper has a tiny amount of caffeine, though. Like, so little that it's the last ingredient listed on the can. Yeah, and then there are some that have a bit more caffeine. I think Mountain Dew is famous for having a fair bit of high caffeine content. Dr. Pepper isn't a root beer, but it's not, but it's root beer adjacent. I suppose it's definitely in the vein of where the appreciation for that comes from. But you have come here at the worst possible time. None of us can... Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Nobody wants to hear me pull a Kyle. But you have come here at the worst possible time. None of us can sing. None of us can express our joy. He's talking to you like he knows you, Alex. Alex, so that is... I feel like I'm the stupid one now. I'm like having hard dyslexia or something. So that is your name. We never learned it in our dreams. Do you hear that awful music, Alex? Of course you do. It's coming from an ancient... I'd be funny if he pulls out like these earplugs and like, I'm sorry, what? The whole time just didn't hear a fucking thing. It's coming from an ancient temple our ancestors built in the heart of a windswept valley near the village. Monsters have appeared in the temple and affected the music, and we don't have the resources to fight them. The village has lived in peace since it was built hundreds of years ago. We know nothing of combat. Okay, look, I can understand that you guys have lived in peace and you really don't have like skilled or trained combatants. But even in peaceful times, you will have like athleticism, gamesmanship, things happen. You are gonna have a couple of people who are a little bit more built and capable of the concept. And then beyond that, you don't need to have a fancy longsword to be able to go in there and be like, yo, I'm gonna go swing on these monsters. You ever know what a nice pointy stick will do when you jab it at something really hard? Spoiler, it ain't good. Don't do it to your friends. Usually it says if it's caffeine free. I know Sprite doesn't have it. A cave filled with monsters. You've already... Yeah, but that also requires me to like read the things. Usually I just kind of go in there and just say, does it have a 0 option? I'll grab the 0 option. If it doesn't have a 0 option, I guess I grab the base option. I'm not too far away from caring right now anyways. Just because that tends to be the standard for me on soda. A cave filled with monsters. You've already cleared out a few of those, haven't you, Alex? I will say, like, energy drinks are different. I do not like high sugar energy drinks. Yes, he has, and I'm sure he could clean this one out too. But we don't have to waste time slaying mangy monsters for a hopeless bunch of lounge singers. Now when we still don't know where to find the blue dragon. Ah, just as in the dream, you seek to become the Dragon Master. You don't need to go anywhere to find the blue dragon, Alex. We are its protectors. That's right. Those of us here in this village who don't know fuck all about sharpening a piece of wood and stabbing monsters with it are here to protect the blue dragon, one of the I think it's 4 primary dragons of its kind. These big protectors, these big fancy mythical creatures. that are not immortal, as we are finding out. Yeah, we're the ones protecting it. With song. You know, I mock it pretty heavily, but I suppose we are in a world in which we have already been shown music has, like, actual magical powers, so maybe it's not as dumb as it sounds, but it sounds really dumb. You don't need to go anywhere to find the blue dragon. We are its protectors. He can be summoned only during our festival, but without our song, we can't get festive about anything. That makes our choice a whole lot easier. So what do we do next, old man? There's an entrance to the shrine on the east side of the village. Go inside and explore until you find the place where our song is created. Restore it and return here. Alright guys, once more, sorry, give me a minute here. There we go. Wear your prey down by outlasting them. That's how our ancient ancestors hunted, after all. Yeah, it's not the entirety of it. A lot of it was actually like causing superficial wounds and then hunting them along the period as they tried to flee. If you have a spear that you have thrown into a large prey animal, and you spook it off, as it runs, that spear wiggles and wobbles. It's extra stamina on the animal to be able to move wounded, and then it's causing further damage on the inside. So you're not wrong, but there was a lot of wound the animal too along the way. Same thing with slings. If you've ever seen like what a real good person with a sling can do, that shit breaks sound barriers. You will hear that thing leave the sling and it sounds like a gunshot. Yeah, like really, really primitive shit still got like wildly advanced with how much damage it could do in the era, you know, pre-armor. I'm sure you've seen, I think it was the Africans that came up with it. I don't remember the term. I think it was called like an atlatl or something like that. It's very similar to an oxalotl as far as the name goes. And it's like a stick that had a spooned out hollow section that was cupping another spear. And this one extra layer, this fucking soup ladle at the end, holding the end of the spear, amplified the ability, the throwing ability, the power and range that they could get out of their spear. It changed games. If you've ever like tried to throw a stick like a spear, and if you ever like get a running start and you try to throw it like an Olympic javelin thrower, you can get some good distance. It's really cool when you get it to stick in the ground and you kind of get to have your like jump around enjoy moment. But if you want to get some distance, and you've ever noticed like if you hold it at the back, you brace it with one hand, you get that running start, you start throwing it, and you flick it on the butt end of it as you start throwing it, it goes a little bit farther. This atlatl did the exact same thing, except it's a whole lever amplifying that flick motion. That entire thing is a new lever mechanical advantage, and that changes the game. Same thing with, like I said, the slings. That shit. There's a reason that like when David went up against Goliath with a sling, when you're talking about people who actually know anything about war, David brought a gun to a sword fight. Like, that's one of those things that a lot of people don't think about when they think about that story of the Bible. We always have this perception that it was some sort of like David was so outmatched. Goliath was a hulking beast of a man. But none of that mattered. David showed up with a gun to a sword fight. Alright, so we got our task. That was a fun little tangent there. And like a sling is just 2 pieces of rope and a chunk of leather. You put a rock in it. People got fucking good with that shit too. Alright, let's see what an auto battle looks like here. All right, not too bad. That's a pretty good experience, though. 570? Holy cow.
Check this out.
Don't have to worry too much about what's coming in and out of the battlefield right now. I think they were just called, like, what, Giga Ants or whatever. They've got the they got the Chad chin.
Check this out.
In the name of the goddess.
Right now, it's pretty good, just general purpose experience. Oh shit, it's gonna be one of these type of dungeons. All of these are just gonna be their own little warp point, essentially, isn't it? A Bob Goblin.
Check this out.
Just imagining these guys are a bunch of painters. They're just goblin equivalents of Bob Ross.
Nice.
Goblins with little afros. There needs to be a lot more games that are willing to have that playful, fun element, though. Again, like, give your enemies afros. Like, is it necessarily super fitting? Not exactly, but, you know, have a little fun with it. Let people laugh a bit. Have your goblins, have your standard enemies, give yourself some hobgoblins, and, you know, every so often toss in a bobgoblin and just have it be like, ah, it's a random pop-up and it's good fun. Really extra fun if they have, like, little special reward resources. Like, imagine you're fighting a Bobgoblin in, like, another, like early Final Fantasy-inspired, you know, sprite adventure game, right? And you fight off a Bobgoblin, and what in the hell is that light? The light is nothing. The light was probably something. Anyways, yeah, imagine you, like, fight off a Bobgoblin, and I feel like this fight needs a little bit more attention.
Hurry up the flame.
Never mind, fire is the big weakness. Got it. So yeah, you get all through the fight. You get to, like, the, oh yeah, you got your experience, you got your rewards, and then there's, like, a really rare drop chance for the items, right? And so you go check out the item. It's got to have a clever name, right? Something that hides what it is. You find out that it's like a helmet equip item. You put it on. You go into fight, and now your character has an afro. Like imagine if it's a helmet that your character equips that carries no armor benefit, but is also like a +10 to your attack or something. Like just something goofy and fun.
Athena, lend me your power.
Watch out for their friends, the John Goblins. They're some real shit slingers. Alright, I'm gonna circle around, see if I can get that chest up there. Yesterday, I learned the anime studio that precedes JoJo, Fire Force, etc. David Productions is named after the David and Goliath tale from the Bible. I didn't know that about the studio. I would have, you know, just been on the assumption that some founding member was probably named David.
Check this out.
Blessing of Athena.
So yeah, that's a really cool thing to know about. But yeah, that is one of the things that I kind of laugh when it comes to talking with, because that's a stereotype even held amongst a lot of, like, religious people. And so when I talk with people about that story, it often comes up, this idea that, like, you know, it was the great divine protection of God and yada yada yada. And it's like, look, those stories exist within the Bible, and that has its place within the story as a whole, but it has nothing to do with the fight that ensues, because the actual fight there, the conflict of combat, David brought what was one of the greatest weapon-based equalizers. Like, you get that thing spinning up, you crack someone in the head with it, I walked right into that and I saw it even. I'm in danger. I don't like where I'm at right now. I like where I'm at a little bit more. Alright, so I would have to get up and around over there. I suspect in order to get into that area specifically, Oh. I walked right past the item. My bad. I am just the dumb. Alright, I do, however, want to get out of this area and go heal up for a bit and make a new pathway in. Oh, I guess I really don't have to. I'm picking up items that are going to restore my magic. And I've built up a good couple of healing nuts I can empty out of my bag. Out of my sack, as it were. Alright, let's see here. The herbs are kind of getting to be beyond necessary to keep around. There we go, topped off there. And we were getting these things all over the place. So, the MP that needs to be topped up on, Mia, and Jessica. And Jessica's good. We'll do another one on Mia. Call it good there. That puts her about halfway back. The name of the studio derives from David and Goliath, the biblical underdog story of a young man who overcomes challenging by his creative acumen.
Check this out.
Yeah, again, the idea of David being the underdog is where I disagree with the telling of the story. He is an underdog in terms of stature. If David and Goliath were to say, "Hey, we're gonna have this mano-a-mano, man-to-man fisticuffs match," David is the underdog. If you are bringing weapons into the equation, and this is something that we know very clearly as humans, weapons are force multipliers. A rock is better than your fist. A stick is probably better than the rock. It's still a hard thing to swing. It's got reach. You can get out and touch someone. The rock, the best you're gonna do with it is throw it at that point, and now you are without your rock. So you better have a lot of rocks. This is where it comes in with the sling. Goliath showed up with his standard, military. I think he was often depicted with a sword or maybe a shield. He had some armor on. He was not worthless on what he brought to the table. But at the end of the day, he showed up with martial equipment. David showed up with a gun. The era equivalent of a gun. The thing about slings also is a lot of people were a little bit more reliably trained with them, because the average person could use a sling as a hunting tool as well as anything else. It was not purely a weapon of war. Hunting with a sword is not very viable. Hunting with a sling is definitely viable. People are going to be good with a sling. People are going to be able to aim with a sling. If you are taking a sling into military combat, you are all the more trained. It's definitely one of the depictions that we get within the Bible that I think is, I think people struggle on the framing of it.
Check this out.
That is not to take away from the message of the Bible or the story therein, but I think we need to have a little bit more of an understanding as to what the framework was. Sometimes when I'm off work, I'll have a healing nut or two out of boredom. And you know what? You feel better after. This is a fact of life, and this is the very situation we are finding ourselves in. My guys are deep in a cave. They're just chillaxing together. They're, they're taking their herbs. And they're here as a group, all understanding fully the value of a good healing nut. You know, when you've got to have it, you got to have it. All right, give me a second. I am getting... It doesn't bother me so much when I'm playing on my own, but I don't want it being picked up on the microphone. That is my ring vibrating against the controller when it goes off. I don't like taking it off just because, you know, I'm a sap for the emotional consistency there. But I can definitely keep it on hand without having it be on hand. It was chosen to represent the company's policy of creating good animation with great storytelling and characters, despite being relatively small to other notable studios. Now that makes a lot more sense. Again, you know, the concept there is you are still talking about them being held up in stature, not necessarily in capacity. They bring great weapons to the table. They bring talent, they bring understanding, and they bring a skill set that will deliver, despite the fact that they don't have the size that others have. So, like, I can get behind the respect of it there. The meaning and implication used in that way. For design, audio, and visual illusion dynamics, signifying the company's value in providing animation with impact. And as I've been saying, you know, the impact of a sling is nothing to scoff at. If you ever want, like, genuinely go look at like some YouTube shorts of people using slings. It's absurd how quick you can rattle that thing off with lethal velocity. Like, you can throw a good-sized rock at a lethal velocity. You kind of gotta hit someone square in a good spot and, you know, expect it to do something, but a sling to the chest is breaking some ribs. Like, seriously, take a look at that shit. Also, as I understand it, there were various other practices with those slings. You can load them up with many small rocks and essentially have an early day shotgun. You might have the one big rock representing your slug, or you can have a bunch of little rocks and you got your, I am not falling for you again, you bastard. No. Or you can use a bunch of little rocks and pepper the enemy pretty well. The cat dragon looks like it's quietly judging you when you open the menu. Are you not fucking good enough? You've really got to sit here and, like, get down on your herbs? You've really got to bust out your healing nuts now? Meow. God, I hate myself for even making that joke. Alright, we'll bust out a healing nut on you. Probably should have just used another herb, but, you know, I'm making the jokes too often. I kind of just wanted to bust the item out. Alright, I feel like we're getting a little farther along here, so let's see here. We're going to top up, not top off, but we're going to heal up Alex's MP. Definitely got to pump some into Nash. Mia needs a lot more than even Nash does. And if I'm going to be picky on who gets what, I think I'd rather Jessica and Mia to get a lot of the MP stuff rather than, you know, bum it all to Nash. I have so many antidotes and so little use of them. I am realizing where the pitfalls are. Guys, I'm leering. I am the smart. I am leering. I'm leering so good. If you know the joke, you have been paying attention to politics for too long. It appears the wind is blown through the holes and making musical tones. I think calling those notes musical might be stretching it a bit. Well, it's up to us to fix that. I bet if we push these rocks in front of the holes, we'll change the tune. But which holes do we cover and which do we leave open? Well, I guess let's stop blabbing about what might work and actually try something. Why don't we just push a few rocks and see what happens? All right, give me the save. We're gonna start with that. All right, I'm curious. Okay, we've really only got so many choices here. Let's go right. And let's go left. All right, we'll go double left. It just mirrors the music a little better. I don't know, it still sounds awful to me. No, it's different. I think we almost got it right. Let's keep trying. All right, so I went right, left. The right answer was left, right. Ah, what beautiful music. We fixed it, Alex. It sounds lovely. Kyle, listen and learn. This is actual music, not whatever you do on karaoke night. You don't get it at all. Music isn't about skill, it's about heart. Well, fuck. Holy shit. God damn. Kyle's kind of onto something. They have this new anime that started recently I want to check out, but it's on Amazon Prime, which I don't have. I think that's going to stop me. Well, on the Discord, when we do our group... Hold on. Need to get my cup of coffee. When it comes to Discord and dealing with all of that. When we do our watch nights, might be able to work on something, figure it out. What is this? I'm curious. What is this show and the plot of it that's drawn your attention? This reminds me of that really trippy SpongeBob episode about SpongeBob's musical. SpongeBob and his musical holes. Yeah, I just said that. You don't get it at all. Music. Yeah, okay, we read that one. My husky voice is part of my brand. And everyone loves it for your information. Well, I'm sure they do. If everyone refers to the dogs who think you're barking at them. Let's just get out of here. Fuck you, cat. Honestly, the fact that Null has so much snark is just even further the proper branding he needs to have as the cat of the group. I was wrong about that new anime. They didn't produce it. It's from a new studio that was founded by one of their members. Yeah, that happens from time to time. I can't remember specifically what it was called, but I think, oh man, was it Chris Sabat that started his own after branching off from, I don't know, probably Funimation. I can't remember specifically. All right, let's get ourselves out of here. I kind of really like this room. I like the glowing effect. Very shimmery, very nice, very pretty. I am falling for every trap hole. I suppose that's better than falling for every traps hole. And even then, it kind of... I suppose it really boils down to, where do you draw the line on better? Well done, children. The people of Lighton clamor with excitement, and I plan to join the festivities. Translation, I'ma get drunk. So this is the Song of Lighton, huh? It's nice. Not worth the 5 days it took me to travel here, but nice. Alright, so I know who you're talking about. I don't think it's Vic that I'm thinking of, but you're thinking of Vic Mignogna. I probably butchered the heck, bothered the heck out of his name. We found the doorknob. It fell out of my hoodie pocket. So, okay, so we are talking about something on the home front here. Was it Vic Mignogna? Vic Mignogna did AM Studio, and while that is one that is valid there, Vic is not the one I'm thinking of. Mostly because it's one of those things where I'm fairly certain I'd recognize the name when I was of what I was thinking of when I saw it. That's not anywhere close to where I was kind of thinking of it being within. So I don't think Vic was the one that I was thinking of, but yes, Vic Mignogna definitely did that. And I am, like, 95% certain on my pronunciation of his name there. Vic Mignogna sang the best English version of Dragon Soul. Honestly, he should have sung the full version. Vic Mignogna, for those who don't know, he does have his own channel on YouTube. He does religious daily upload content. I think they're like mornings with Vic or something like that. If you're interested in any of that, but just in general, the man is a peach of a human being, and the entire, if you know the story about what happened with Vic and the studios and his treatment within the dubbing community, for a man who is a peach and gem of a soul, he did not deserve the treatment he got. Anyways, give me one more minute again here, guys. I'm sorry I keep having to do this, but yeah, he is also great talent and a very recognizable voice in the industry. When his voice is being used in something, you know damn well, you hear that and you go, holy shit, that's Edward Elric. Or you hear it and say, holy shit, is that Broly? Alright, I was gonna go up, but I think I have to go talk to the Elder first. Alex, you've done it! You've returned the Song of the Valley to us. Now the festival can begin! We will sing songs of thanks to you for your great deed. Walk north to Leighton Lake, Alex. The Blue Dragon Shrine rests beneath the... I read that as flaccid. Rests beneath its flaccid surface. Well, you know, it is a lake. Water tends to be a little on the fluid dynamic side of things, so sure. But it won't rise up unless a song is sung by two people who are deeply in love with each other. We fucking have our Cave of Two Lovers. Somebody get the Avatar song going here. The Song of Two Lovers is the key to a Blue Dragon Shrine. How wonderful. How romantic. He voices Rohan and Jojo. I didn't know that. I just learned this anime I watched last year, Omio Kaiten Rebirth. Verse that they did do was actually... Oh, I assume that's dub that they did do. Maybe not. It was actually an original production. It was really good, and I'd like to watch it with y'all one day. Absolutely, I'm down for that. Yeah, that was Vic Mignogna singing. We found the doorknob. He voices... Yeah, voices Rohan. Okay, I think I'm caught up now. Good. I was worried there for a bit. How wildly impractical. Well then, let's go to the lake and sing. Why is Jess so excited all of a sudden? Wait. I can have some assumptions. We're not gonna go there, right? I'll be honest, I was kind of thinking it was gonna be the village elder and like the old lady. Well, this looks like a fine place to croon. Remember that the two lovers have to think of each other as they're singing. When did we learn about that? Jess is out here just making shit up. Alright, so if we're talking about two people that love each other, does it have to be like, you know, the intimate kind of love, or can it just be like a deep bonding friendship? Because there's a part of me that just kind of wants my character and like Alex and either Null or like Alex and Kyle to just go up here and rock out together. Alex and Kyle is absolutely the way I'd want to do that. Well, Jess, are we going to sing together or what? What do you mean we, Kyle? You really want to try this? Jess, are you stalling? Are you too embarrassed to sing in front of everyone? Holy shit, hold on. Matt's he's actually got some pipes there. All right, he went sour noted, but he's right. He's got that voice there. Also, I just love there is a comical bit to this. Jess is just looking at him. What was that, Kyle? Did you suddenly forget you're supposed to be singing, not gargling? That was not your best effort. I don't know. I think it was spot on. What do you mean? You're the one who couldn't harmonize if your life depended on it. Harmony? You call your grunts and... Whoa! Whoa! Jess, were you singing or... What was the act going on there? You call your grunts and moans harmony? More like excruciating pain. I don't think this is working, Alex. Not at all. Okay, Null. You and me, we got this. If Jessica and Kyle can't raise the shrine, what do we do next? Okay, I've got something really dumb to try. It's dumb because it really should never actually work, but I kind of want to try it. Alright, I can't just play a song, can I? Can I? Hold on, what's Pretty Girl? No. Man, that really goes all the way back, though. Alright, where was Story Begins? I thought there was one that was like Story Begins or something like that. But either way, I was kind of hoping it was gonna be like playing the tune, and it was gonna be some sort of like really cheesy, like garbage ass the emotions overcome the need for, you know, some shit like that. So Mia, why don't we try singing together? Really, Nash? Well, oh man. Well, alright, but my singing voice is really not very good. Look, we are comparing to the last show that was put on, and, you know, it's gonna be honest, I don't think she was putting up her best either, so don't worry about it, okay, Nia? Friends with no benefits? Also, I love that, like, there was no real demand for it to be, like it was just that two people have to love each other. There was no need for harmony. There was no need for thinking of each other. None of that was in the rules that we had delivered. So, like, and obviously Nash is not pulling his weight here. So, like, that really says a lot about the relationship dynamic between Kyle and her. Oh. Two lovers forbidden. Okay, yeah, I am not gonna try singing that, but yes, absolutely. The secret tunnel. Nash, why are you so nervous? I thought your feelings for Mia were, pretty obvious. I'm sorry, Nash. I told you my voice was horrible. It's all my fault. I was just too nervous to sing. Alright, well, we've tried both of that. What do we do now? We're never going to get to the shrine like this. If Luna were here to sing with you, Alex, the shrine would surely appear, but... Alex, I was fucking you piece of shit. I was the smart one. I put my 2 brain cells to very good use, and I was not rewarded. Fuck you. Is it gay if you do it as friends? No, it's not gay if you say no homo after. That's the rules. Why don't you play your ocarina? I know Luna will hear it and feel it. I feel so vindicated and also deeply betrayed. I forgot to say no Vaporeono. No, that's how you make it, oh, I can't even say it without, that's how you say no bestiality. Oh god. No, I'm done. The joke dies there. So yeah, she is all the way back here. She just starts singing and everybody's like, oh god. She's broken. She's losing herself in here. Oh shit, everyone's joining in. Quiet, all of you. I demand it. You insolent little... Ah, what a beautiful song, but such a pathetic attempt to control their fears. I almost pity them, sisters. Pity them, Royce? You should be in awe of them. Don't you feel the power of this song? Don't you feel it stirring in your very soul? If this song doesn't warm your heart, Royce, it's because yours is already dead. God, like, even the villains are just like, yo, but you a bitch. Yes, Luna, with each note you sing, and with every breath you take, your awakening grows closer. And that glorious day, your voice will mark the beginning of something. I'm sorry, I missed the dialogue. It went too fast. Point is, bad guy is bad guying. I fucking knew this! God damn it. Please, Alex, don't play anymore. It reminds me too much of Luna.
Alex, look! Something's happening!
Holy shit, voice acting! I appreciate getting more of these animated pieces because this is some dope shit. Sing as a couple to raise the shrine. What a freaking location. I had to go help my mom with some bandages, bro. You scared me. Voice acting scared me. I've been playing so much Pokemon Scarlet recently that, like, the voice acting intimidated me. I'm sorry. You did it, Alex. Luna heard your song. I knew she would. I heard her singing, Nall, and I felt her too. Wait. Lunar Silver Star. Luna Age. I don't see anything about an age, but I am fairly certain that they are a little too on the... Well, you know, the game came out in like 1992-ish. So, you know, factor in real world years, they're old enough now. It's fine. It must be wonderful to be so deeply in love as Alex and Luna. I only wish a certain handsome barbarian would realize I feel the same way about him. Kyle's over here just like, what? Hey, Jess, care to join the rest of us, or are you gonna stay there and work on your singing? I love it, even he's just like, yeah, she was the one holding me back. Another word out of you, and I'll be using your face to work on my left jab. The shrine got hard from their song and has a very good use of selective self-censorship, Rigid. Age is just a number, and so is 911. Yeah, that was the number that had to do with, like, the towers falling, right? I get that way when the wind blows. There you go, age is just a number and jail is just a room. Rigid, with all due respect, I am not reading that one. And you know damn well why. Wow. That was too sudden on for me to mute my microphone. Sorry about that, guys. Has anyone seen a staircase? I'm afraid I haven't. We also haven't found any doors, and I haven't sensed any magical barriers. We've also taken all of 10 steps in. Give me a break, guys. Alex, all that's left is to check this pool. Do you think there's magic in the water? Well, there's only one way to find out. Cannonball! Oh. Cannonball! We're fighting little gelatin cups.
Check this out.
We're fighting little gelatin cups with balls of lightning and explosions.
Carry up the flame.
I've watched JoJo Part 4 more than like 69 times. Mad respect, Keegs. That is a lot of watching. I am not reading though. No. I am not giving in. That is right up there with like the... There are not very many phrases I will not say on stream. And I am not going to say the other one that is coming to my mind as far as ones that I won't say because that would involve me saying it.
Carry up the flame.
I am resolute in my ways, and I will not give in. Yo, what is up with these, like, hardened sperm warriors?
Check this out.
I kind of like the weird hair thing they've got going on, though. But, like, they're giant sperm warriors with toenail blades. Okay, aqua genies, you know, fine, whatever. Call yourself whatever you want.
Athena, lend me your power.
That's not even a joke. I stopped counting when I got to double digits. Damn. I know you're not reading it. That's why I typed it. I actually recently saw a TikTok where Shadow said he needed to find all 6 Chaos Emeralds. And Sonic corrected him, as he should. You can probably guess where that went. Yes, Sonic used all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds and whipped Shadow up into the sun, never to be heard from again, silencing him forever and sparing us from his wicked, evil ways evermore.
Check this out.
Rigid, I read that and my brain broke. I felt the left side of my face droop. I'm fairly certain I literally just had a stroke looking at my phone for that. What's wrong? Are you not quirked up and goated with the sauce? That is the most fitting item I think I have ever seen show up in any one of my streams ever. Angels are crying for that one, Rigid. And I thank you for it because it's a very useful item that restores my health when I go down in battle, but I am still disappointed.
Check this out.
By the power of Athena.
Only time I unironically found that meme funny, especially because the original game actually did only have 6 of them, so I fell for it thinking that they were going to reference that. I just about fell out of my chair. Yeah, no, that was the perfect item to get at that moment. Holy shit! The fuck did I do to this water? I fought a bunch of water dragons and they just turned to feces in the pool. What was that?
Check this out. Gotcha.
Carry up the flame.
Yeah, I think the first... I think what really has me like hating that meme so much is the absolute non-effort that there is in the setup for it, right? Like that one is like, come on, we're talking about dragons, and then somebody hits you with the dragon these nuts. Like the D's nuts one is so much more better because it's got a proper setup. That one, like, you can set it up genuinely and honestly, and hit someone with it, and it's really funny. But like, my experience of people trying to use it is so heavily forced, and it just makes it cringe. It's not a funny, genuine moment, Am I guessing things right and actually getting progress, or am I just getting so lost that I have no idea what's going on anymore? Is it a rat? Oh, it's not a rat. It's not a wolf either. How the fuck are we calling that a wolf? What part of that is wolf-like?
Check this out.
Blessing of Athena.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I used to know someone whose username was Razorwolf. Why does that sound so familiar to me? Like I'm almost certain that I knew someone with that username. Oh no, we're gonna reduce these water elementals to fecal matter again.
This out.
Someone had to use the restroom.
Blessing of Athena. Athena, lend me your power.
I had to pull the up dog joke on my mom when she's cooking. Again, the up dog is good. The underwear, that there's something there to work off of. Get somebody to try and guess, like, hey, how many jars of or how many jelly beans are inside the jar, and you've got like, about a half dozen or so, and you're just kind of making it a quick little flash, and somebody guesses, oh, hey, that specific number combo. It's like, yeah, congratulations, you got a genuine use out of it. You can get a little chuckle there, but like, really? Like, I have had people, so like the reason that it bugs me so much is the first time it was like brought up to me, I was at a wedding event. I was there with my fiance. We were there with her family. We're sitting at the table, and she's got much younger siblings. And so I had said something like, whatever the context was, I said the number 6. And they look at me from across the table, and they're like, 6? Egging me on. 6? 6? And I was looking at him like, the fuck are you on about? Yeah, 6. What's your point? And then both of them together are just like, the meme number. What kind of dumb fuckery is this? And of course, at the time when I try to ask them, what is the purpose here, right? What's the joke getting made? What is the reference material? And they just looked at me like, oh, you mean there has to be? Why does there have to be? No, it's just funny number, right? And it's just like, no. How lost are we that like we as a people are forgetting how to meme? All right, hold on. We're by a pool of water. It's kind of like the best time for everybody to get together and have a good group nut. While the starlight dances across the evidence. I suspect, again, this is going to be another one of those situations where I'm probably getting a little close to some sort of endgame fight. this, not end game, end area fight before we go find the blue dragon. I assume this was about the Razor Wolf. Looks more like a dinosaur with a shark's head. Wouldn't be so bad if Stardust Crusaders wasn't 48 episodes long. Alright, I missed a couple here. The only bad thing about watching JoJo again from the beginning is I gotta get through parts 1 through 3 before I get to my favorite. I actually like parts 1 through 3. I understand that, like, I understand why they're not as widely appealed, but there is a certain element to them that I do really like. Also, Zeppeli is just good fun. My housemate just made a mean pasta again. I'm so lucky to have him. Absolutely. Anybody that is... So, normally, when Tara and I are spending the nights together, I am the one that cooks dinner. When we're spending the nights together, whatever. I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna get into the specifics on how that works out. Whoops. Slip of the tongue. But yeah, I do a lot of the cooking. And it's so much so that I never even, like, get the opportunity to not be involved in the kitchen. A situation came up recently, and it was, like, the first time that, like, I stepped back and just let her do the, you know, the whole domesticated thing. And it was one of those moments where, like, I have done that my life for so long that it's just ingrained into me, like to do these things, and to see her do it for me without my involvement at all, just it was one of those moments that just kind of made you, I say made you because it's like other people can relate to this, and I have no idea if they can or can't. It made me, it really made me more aware of layers and emotions that I was not really even, you know, all that aware of. I don't know, call that sappy or cute or cringe. I don't really care, but it was certainly a, for me, magical moment in and of itself. So that was a thing. And yes, he does get down in the kitchen. I have seen the pictures of his works. Congrats on your relationship, Rigid. I hope to catch me a man who can cook as well as your roommate. I do enjoy them too. I really enjoy watching part 3 again because it's been a minute since I've watched it. Feels fresh. But part 4 tops all of them, with part 5 being a close second favorite. But yeah, no, like I said, it's I don't think I've rewatched JoJo more than 3 times. And even then, I tend to... I don't know all of them by name. Is it Jotaro's daughter? That is the main female character, JoJo character, in one of the arcs. That tends to be a big stopping point for me, not because of that arc in general, but because the arc prior to it gives me a lot of whiplash when watching it. And so by the time I get to the end of that one, I am always just like, holy shit, I need to take a break from JoJo for a minute. So yeah, that is I can't even say that it's, if that's part 6, then I can't even say that it's part 6 that like does it to me, because it's just part 5 is so fucking much. But part 4 tops them all. Yeah, okay, I did read that one. So yeah, it's it's not even like I'm talking shit about any of the parts. It's just, it's like riding a roller coaster, and I'm sitting there afterwards just like, I need to sit down for a minute. Yo, this blue dragon shrine just gave me 10 grand. Hell yeah. Alright, let's pop a few more healing nuts. Alex looks like he could probably rub one out right now. I don't know how valuable it is to do any fighting right now. It is not very worth the time for the fighting in this area. Maybe if I was grinding, or if I need to grind, but for right now, we're going to see how we stack up as we keep going forward. Ooh, alright, what does the angel ring do? Devil pendant. Oh, we've already had an angel ring. Awesome. We have 3 angel rings. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, so these are just rings that straight up resurrect us once. Oh, that ups range. I don't think that helps Alex at all, so I guess we'll call that good to continue on. Alright, looking at the sheer number of enemies still around, I probably should be doing a little bit more fighting, but we're just going to keep it to as need be, and if I reach the end of this area with still a need to do more, well, we'll see to what degree I get my ass kicked.
Check this out.
By the power of Althena.
Because if I can't, like, item cap myself up to a point,
Lend me your power.
especially with the MP, I'm gonna have to step out and get some items anyways. Alright, this feels like one last dash, figure it out, find the right one.
Check this out. Gotcha.
Part 5 is with Dio's son, technically Jonathan's son, since Dio stole his body. Yes. When I get to part 4, I want to add it to our watch nights. Might replace Pokemon with it while I wait for more episodes to drop. Do you like Crash? The Bandicoot? I see Trash Panda Coyote, so I assume you mean the Bandicoot. Holy shit! All of those pawns, and I got it on the second guess. Go me.
Check this out.
Althena, lend me your power.
See? I fell for that one, crashing this rod into your lips. I'm glad I asked for the clarification, though, so I can feel like I at least had a little bit of an avenue out for the ownership of it, but yeah, that's a good one. And, in context, do I like Crash? Do I like crashing? A little bit more. Jewel bracelet. Alright, and I got a tail butt plug. Probably something to make use of with that later. Okay, hear me out, guys. It's not as weird as it sounds, okay? You want your healer to act early. When you're in deep shit, you need your healer to be able to bail you out before the enemy acts, right? So, it really just makes sense for Jessica to be the one to rock the... it's a tactical choice to give her the tail butt plug. And I stand by it.
Blessing of Althena.
Check this out. Yeah.
Fury of the Flame.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that to sit for a while. I made my choice. And I am sure somewhere at some point, Kyle is thanking me. Speaking of Kyle, let's just, make sure we get a good healing nut out all around. Reminds me of the fluffy tail item from Pokemon that was in Ruby and Sapphire. Or, the bunny tail item from, like, every Dragon Quest game ever. What is up? Goddamn, that really is just Sonic the Hedgehog, isn't it?
Fury of the flame.
The Razor Wolf is 100% just Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. It even spin dashed me. Yo, okay, hold up. Dragon Armlet. Is that an accessory? It is not an accessory. Can't be shield. Did we just get a dragon item that he can't wield? Also, was there a dragon armor thing yet, or no? Is that for Jessica? I seem to recall she might get, like, certain items in that vein, but I thought I was, like, cross-referencing with a different character from a different game. Okay, here we go. That's not a bad jump in armor. Especially for a mage. No, 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 no!
Althena, lend me your power.
Alright, we are kinda getting a little drained out on,
Althena. Althena, lend me your power.
Alright, we are really pushing the envelope here. Wow! That is not a lot of health left, Alex. Alright, and neither of those get me down to get around there. Fair enough. Alright, Alex. Hold on, we gotta... There we go. Gotta let Alex rub one out again. Luckily, there's a lot of water here to clean up with. Alright. If I had to guess, I probably should heal up right here and really top off everything, including the MP. But instead, I'm going to save first and just walk in and hope for the best. BRB, Razor the Wolf catchphrases include gotta cuff. Razor the Wolf is an emo. Sonic OC, do not steal. Gotta cut fast. Milk and butter time. Favorite food, coney dogs. Gotta cut fast. Holy shit. Oh. It's so dark in here I can barely understand the references. I can barely see the paws in front of my face. Hello? Is anyone there? You were expecting a blue dragon, but it was me, Dio! Wow, I guess that's a yes. The blue dragon is really pretty. Alex, I'm impressed. What the fuck did I do to impress you with a... Thank you, Null. Alex, I'm impressed. All of the other dragons talk to us right out of the gate, and this one's like, yo! Oh, that's a hell of a yawn, buddy. Hello there? This is one laid back dragon. Just the biggest, nastiest, rank yawn ever. Hello, adventurers. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my lair. It's let me Oza. Something like that. So what's been up on the surface that has you coming all the way to see me? I don't mean to be rude, but I'm Lemia's daughter, Mia. Really? Thunderation. Holy shit. That was a longer nap than I thought. Oh man. So, where's the goddess? I thought it was her song that woke me up. But then I remembered she wouldn't be able to do that anymore. Why? Sorry, just, I haven't had my morning coffee yet. Just some thoughts rumbling around. Not quite all there yet, you know? I've always talked way too much anyways. Look, kid, keeping secrets not really what I'm good at. Alicia and Letitia always joke that I should be called the blabbing blue dragon. Alex, those are the names of ancient dragon masters. Well, he's a little goofy, but he seems like the real deal. Alas, I just noticed that you have the wings and the shield. So, what did you think about my brothers? They are a little stodgy, if you ask me. You know, we did also meet the sister once, so that was a thing. Wait, one of them was a sister, right? After all, telling you all this, I realize that I haven't heard your name. My name is Alex, and the white dragon has no sense of humor. Yeah, that sounds like him. Don't you think it's ironic that the white dragon doesn't know how to lighten up? Anyways, just being here means that you've already passed the trial, so if you weren't qualified to be the Dragon Master, you couldn't have even entered the shrine. But you can't be a Dragon Master without the blue dragon helmet, right? Hold on. Well, I've got it around here somewhere. I've made a path to the helmet. There you go. Alright, you should be able to go find it. Go on, check it out, kids. But we have terrible news for you, Blue Dragon. Yeah, I know, it's cold. Now let me go back to sleep. Oh man, I never was able to convince the goddess to pop for a couple hot springs. Anyways, get out of here, grab your reward. I never thought I'd meet with someone who talked as much as you, Null. Yeah, but at least I'm not obnoxious. Everybody starts laughing. Oh man. Alex, that shining light, is that the helmet? I feel like that doesn't look good. Hold on, that's a hell of an item get. Oh man. Got the dragon helmet. You did it, Alex. 3 dragons down, 1 to go. I swear the red dragon was a female. Why only just call them I think I was just hit with some reality. This place, the town that guards the blue dragon, right? They sold holy defensive gear, and one of the items was a rainbow armband. You don't think the red dragon was trans, do you? Speaking of dragons in trouble, that didn't sound good. Alex, that noise sounded like it came from the blue dragon's lair. Let's go back and see what's going on. Yeah, because we couldn't just stick around and be upfront and honest with it, right? That was asking too much. What's going on? Where's the blue dragon? You're too late. He's already under our control. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, sorry about that. And then I turned around and slapped the microphone, turning it back on. I should have expected to see you here, witch. After all, why should the Magic Emperor do his own dirty work? If you're ready and willing to wallow in the mud for him. Give up now, fuck ya, and we won't have to hurt you. I don't understand why you're doing such a terrible thing. No, you wouldn't understand. You have no idea what it has been like for us to survive in the frontier, and me most of all with a name like fuck ya. And you don't know what it will take to turn the dreams of my people into reality. The frontier? The place where the Vile tribe was banished by Althena 500 years ago. You have a right to life that Althena has denied us. Well, what does kidnapping Luna have to do with any of this? Why couldn't you just leave her alone, and the other singing ladies? I'm sorry, but it was necessary for us to capture Luna and the other singers. I give you my word that she is unharmed, and will stay that way if you return home. Continue to interfere with the Emperor's plans, and you place her life in jeopardy. You know, honestly, if the Vile tribe just, wants to be, actually existing amongst the people again, honestly, I could kind of get behind the idea of, oh, hey, how about we have an envoy who we have the means to break a few people out of whatever this big fancy no-go place was. So, have them act as an envoy, get a hold of the goddess, or, the closest thing you can get to. And, maybe come up with the means to free your people that doesn't involve this. Maybe this is why you were locked away in the first place. Just saying. You're kind of acting in a certain manner that kind of implies maybe you should still be there. The Blue Dragon should go and meet up with his friends, Mar, Tenchi Muyo, and Big O. They can have a talk about the Toonami days. I was careless. Galleon swore allegiance to Althena, along with Dine. But now that allegiance has been forsaken. And I think I understand why. Galleon was jealous of Dine and Althena all this time. Galleon was legit just pissed that he couldn't get in the goddess's pants. Classic. Alex, can you hear me? I'm so sad, Blue Dragon. I only just met you, but yeah, I'm here. Tears running down his face. Alex, I beg you to become the Dragon Master and protect the goddess protect her from Galleon. He intends to touch without asking first. 15 years ago, her power was... Again, Null is here just about to go Super Saiyan. I think I made the reference with the red dragon, but just, Alex, I'm watching my people die! We can never forgive Galleon for what he's done. Never! Oh. Odie. I don't like when my cat gets angry, the hair sticks all up, and then it gets all staticky when I try to pet you. If the dragons can't fight the Magic Emperor and the Vile Tribe, how are we supposed to do fucking anything about this? I worry about my ability to get out of here. Let's save. And let me see if maybe hold on, maybe I can, use... Oh, I can't use it here. Oh, that ain't so good. I don't like that one. All right. Let's see. Maybe it's a healing pool. Maybe it'll top me off. Guess I can't be that lucky.
Athena, lend me your power.
I love that it went all Sonic the Hedgehog there, spin dash there, and I just started, everybody circles it and just starts beating it. This whole wolf thing is out here just being like, gotta go fast! And then everybody just starts just slapping it with whatever they have on hand. Gotta bleed fast!
Athena, lend me your power.
I actually have not watched Blue Dragon. I do own the Xbox 360 game, though. I have not watched Blue Dragon either. But I'm fairly certain, wasn't that another one of Toriyama's works? I seem to recall that it might have been one of his. Damn it! I remembered the wrong magic pool.
Athena. Athena,
But yeah, I never even checked out the game either, but you know, the idea of an animated game like that did... Kyle's face. He's silenced and he's just like, oh, my trash talk is gone, I'm worthless! But yeah, what was I gonna say? The idea of the anime games of that generation and era in gaming were kind of a very unique treat when they came out. So I have been meaning to want to give that game a check whenever I'm able to. Those monsters are over here looking like a signature move of Gotenks.
Athena, lend me your power.
You know, that's a lot nicer than what I said earlier. Also, the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. Gotenks' moves were so fun in design and like that whimsical energy of kids. Like I kind of just loved that it was done the way that it was. You had like, what was it, the volleyball attack, what was it, the something donuts, which were very reminiscent of the merry-go-round gum, if you remember the OG Dragon Ball days. I will say it is a little bit ironic that I gave them the... Oh shit, I'm getting fucked right now. I gave them the whole, like, sperm name reference. Yeah, Alex is down. There we go, pop the Angel's Tear.
Fury of the flame.
Man, I really am in a tough spot. Alright, we're getting a little worn out. Everybody's got to go get another nut going. Healing nut. Healing nut. All right, there we go. Probably, how many of these do I have left? All right. Jessica still has a fair bit. Jessica is about healing. I kind of feel like I want some damage to get out of here, because once we're out of here, we can go to the goddess statue and heal up. So I'm worried about getting my ass out of here first. So I'm going to go with that choice and hope I don't regret it. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to have to fight these guys. It's bad enough.
Check this out.
The Doom Donuts, I believe. Thank you. People say that DBZ went downhill after Cell. Gotenks is one of my arguments that it was still good at that time.
Check this out.
Yeah.
By the power of Athena.
So, people who say that Dragon Ball Z went downhill, I think, don't really have an appreciation for Toriyama's actual, like, idea of storytelling. The Buu saga was a lot of pulling back to some of those roots. Now, I think I recall hearing somewhere that Toriyama wanted it to end at the Cell saga, and you can feel that. Like, there is a certain sensation in the storytelling, in the way that the story develops. Oh, jeez. That is definitely capable of making you aware of that Toriyama was ready for the story to be done there, and he was kind of... And a lot of that is with the early setup. The early parts of the Buu arc really kind of struggle to find footing and aren't the cleanest way, even in Toriyama's own storytelling style. But once you get past that and you kind of get to the Buu area side, you can really start to see things develop out. Majin Buu as an enemy type, very fitting and fun. The idea of Deborah still fitting within that. That's when it really starts to ramp back up. And yes, by the time you get into like that area arc there, like, who is gonna tell me that Dragon Ball Z after Cell was nothing but downhill? And then look at Vegeta's sacrifice and say, yeah, it was downhill. Look at Gotenks' fun, whimsical nature in combat and say, yeah, it was downhill. Look at the way that Super Buu dominated as a world threat, like the human extinction beam. There is too much there to say that there was still good things going on. So yeah, the idea that like, oh yeah, it's going downhill. It's like, I can kind of see where it's coming from. I picked the wrong one again. I am doing that so goddamn much.
By the power of Athena.
Check this out.
Alright. Definitely got to turn back to using some more items. I didn't realize we were gonna... Oh, whoops, that was a bad use of that. I didn't realize that we were gonna use so much of these, I was, like, literally making space to buy some gear, and then it's like, oh, hey, all of those items you've been hoarding, get ready to burn through them.
Check this out.
Alright, we are getting some heal or levels off of that, which I don't know if that heals my health up or not, but I'm gonna lie to myself and say that it does so that I at least feel better about where things are going, because things are not going in the best of directions right now.
Blessing of Athena.
Check this out.
Also, Super Buu turning Chi-Chi into an egg and crushing her is still diabolical. Yeah, it does show how evil he truly was, but yeah, no, it's, there is too much in the Buu saga that still cooks way too hard for me to get on board with the idea that, to even say it was downhill. Like it had a dip. It had a hard dip, but like it goes back. It bounces back hard. And then, you know, I am still to this day a GT apologist. And I would definitely agree with the people who like the combat focus of Z that don't like the start of GT. I understand why. But if you understand the journey that Dragon Ball as a franchise was, you have Dragon Ball, you have Z, right? You go from one to the other. Understanding that and then looking at GT, that is why I actually think GT was a beautiful apology letter. Not an apology letter, a beautiful love letter. That's what I'm looking for. It was a love letter to the franchise that was actually really well done. And I know people still to this day want to ride the idea that Toriyama had nothing to do. Toriyama approved pretty much everything that went on in there, right? Like, he might not have been the sole, like, every design and like, he might not have been the one to have done everything from the ground up, but he approved it. He saw it and was like, yeah, I can kind of get behind that. I fucks with this. You know, and then the things that came beyond after that, you know, eventually Toriyama was like, hold on, I gotta pull myself out of retirement and start fixing some of this shit, because y'all are done fucking with my baby. But yeah, no, I genuinely think GT was great. And then you had Super. And Super wasn't bad. But, like, I personally, I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't say it was bad, but it wasn't great. I would draw the line at good. It had some fucking hot scenes, though. Like, I can't deny that. Super, when it wanted to, it brought the heat, and I will give it that. Anyways, I am going to be wrapping up the stream here. I think this is a pretty good spot for me to wrap up with, especially because this gives me something to do in between to go drill out some of these water enemies. That was a bad choice of words, but I'm sticking with it. Grind some money, stock up on items, swap things around. Look, we kind of drained our balls pretty heavy here. We drained our sack pretty heavy of some of our items. We kind of burned through a lot of those healing nuts. So, yeah, I've got to do some restock. So, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. Super also had some fun filler when it had it. Yeah, no, I'm not, like I said, I would put it at it was good. It had a lot of really good moments. I don't like what it did with the continuity. I don't really like some of the narrative choice directions. Now, to be fair, I only know Super as the anime, and the anime and the manga are not the same. So, you know, I don't want to write off Super outright, but especially with some of the things that the guy who inherited the righteous sword of Dragon Ball from Toriyama in his passing, some of the things he have come out and said after the fact, and just, he has done a lot of also further damage to like timeline storytelling concept. So I'm kind of iffy on that, but you know, I also don't want to sit here and be like, we got more Dragon Ball and we got some good shit in it. So Super was a fun ride. I prefer GT. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up here. Have a good one, everyone. Hope to see you next time. Hopefully you guys have a great one in the meantime. As always, hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.